Hi, this is Sue from the Mountain Canary Company. Ed wants to talk to you about cleaning up after your animals when you're in the backcountry. Go ahead, Ed.
Good morning, folks. I seem to find myself on these, how do I say, messy subjects, so to speak. Toilet paper, cleaning up after your animals in the backcountry. I hope you're very comfortable. I'm sitting here in my cushion chair. Every shop needs a good cushion chair. And this morning I want to talk to you about something that's really very, very important. We represent each other. If I leave a mess at a trailhead, or if I leave a mess in the backcountry in a campground, that doesn't. I don't have. My name's not on it. So you come by, want to go back and camp in there. You're the same guy as me. Doesn't make any difference. We're all tarred with the same brush. Being able to clean up back there is pretty tricky. They sell all kinds of little gadgets to do there. I remember there was a folding rake and all kinds of stuff. I've tried that. It was just folded up. It didn't do any work. It went by the wayside. And the best tool back there is a fork. But a fork has got a lot of problems. It's long handled. Just obnoxious to get in there on a regular little camping trip. Isn't going to work. You're not going to use it. You're going to try to figure some way to use a stick, a brush. You're going to be kicking road apples. And that's not a good deal. So, but there's a way to make a tool to carry in with you that from material that you probably have at home. A lot of us are using plastic manure forks. And in this case, you see this one's got a tine missing. Well, I didn't want to go out and buy it. There's no reason to buy a new one. When you have X number of days you're going to be using this in a year, and then for only a short period of time. So why not save that one that broke the tine off of, and when you're out there picking up, it's so much of a nuisance that all the stuff's finally falling through the ones that you've got here. So just set that aside. And if you end up with a fork that breaks a handle, save the handle. So what we do here is we made a shorter, portable version of a fork. I took the handle off of a fork that was broken off, shortened it to a length that was good for me standing up. Now, not comfortable. I'm not going to be standing there for a long period of time, but I want to be able to get it in and out of my equipment. The next thing I do is I take drill a hole in the corner, somewhere at the end of it, and I put a piece of chute cord in. That helps me to tie down. It gives me extra something else to tie it to something so I don't lose it. So I can carry it out easily. At the other end, and then what I do is you'll probably have to rasp it down because not all of them will fit into this kind of a socket. So now here I just rasp it down, drill a hole in it. So now the next thing is how do I carry it? How do I use it? Went down to the hardware store, went into the farm equipment supply section, got myself a little clevis with a safety keeper on it. I just put that in here. I'm going to line up your butter. Snap it shut. And you'll notice that I've attached a piece of string to it. Reason being was one morning when I was all alone out there picking up after had 4 or 5 animals in, and I was chucking it out into the brush, spreading it out in the brush, where it was going to be, break down in a matter of days, be gone, and cleaning up after them, raking, cleaning up, and next thing you know, I chucked some batch out there, and I watched the head of my fork go. Well, that is not good. Went over and gathered it up and went, what the heck, where's my clip, my clevis? That pin's gone. Well, I got lucky. I went around and picked around in the stuff that I'd chucked, and there she be. Well, I said to myself, that isn't going to happen again. So I went ahead and when I got home, I drilled a hole in it, put a piece of twine in it, hooked it to this, and that's how I deal with it. It never lost it again. Never lost it again. So this can be taken apart, very simply taken apart. And this can be tied in on the top of your rigging. This can be also slipped into behind a diamond hitch or something on top of your rigging, and it's tied off. Or it can actually go inside of a box on the flat side of the box. So there's all kinds of ways to carry these. That's really pretty handy. I carry 2 of them with me when I have a helper. There's no need for me to have the helper or me doing all the work, throw them to her. So we end up with 2 forks. Many hands make the job light, get her done with. So that's a really handy way of dealing with it. Again, everything that I leave behind, or a mess I leave of any size, any type, will reflect directly on you, and I don't want that to happen. An example of that was Sue and I and a friend had been on a little ride up a place out here called Capitol Forest. We come back to the trailers and had the animals tied up and unsaddled. We're sitting in the back, sitting on the tailgate of my truck, drinking a cup of coffee out of a thermos. And I looked and watched the lady come back, tie her horse up, immediately go back, and after she untacked it, go back to the trailer and start kicking out manure and shavings into the right into the parking lot, not even back into the brush, right in the parking lot. And her goal was just to take off. This was a big garbage dump for her. So I sat there and chewed on the idea for a while. And Sue said, "Oh no, you're not going to." I said, "Oh yeah." And I walked over, picked up my fork, and I walked over and said, "Howdy, ma'am. Good morning." And I said, "Boy, I'm sure you're not going to leave this mess like this." I said, "And I noticed you haven't got a fork. Could I help you pick it up and put it back in your trailer?" Well, now she's sputtering and she's realizing just exactly where she is and what she's doing. And oh no, she doesn't want me to help her. And I said, "Well, you haven't got a fork. Can I loan you my fork to get it done with? Because I'm sure you're not going to want to leave this mess sitting here." "Oh no." So she doesn't want my fork. So she went back into her tack room and rummaged around, came up with a dustpan and a foxtail. And that's what she swept up the parking lot with, a dustpan and a foxtail. But at least she left a minimal trace for folks. And I realize you're not going to get 100%. I'm being logical. But you know, an effort to mitigate it, to minimize it, is probably the best thing you could do. By that effort, you're going to be doing more than most are doing. I'd like to put a correction in here, please. This is number 25. On visit number 24, I made a statement error. I stated that we had gone 16 miles that day. In reality, we went 32. I have a tendency to I'm a one-way kind of guy. So I thank you very much, and we're enjoying very much sharing these with you. Our goal is to get you out there, having a good time, and just to encourage you, because that's what I needed to get going, with encouragement, and I got plenty of it. So now I want you to remember to ride as often as you can. Get out there, enjoy yourselves, but please be safe while you're doing it. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.